So I'm not saying that's going to be the secret key to not getting dementia, but I think to living your best life as you age, you have to stay active in some way. Welcome to Aging in Style with Lori Williams, the podcast all about finding the silver lining no matter what life throws your way. I'm Lori Williams, an award-winning senior living expert, author, educator, and caregiver to my husband, Mark. Join me as I share insights, tips, and personal stories to help you navigate the world of senior housing, discover ways to pay for care, advocate for your loved ones, and most importantly, learn how to thrive, not just survive, as you age. Hi, welcome to Aging in Style. Well, we're starting a new year, 2025. That's hard to believe. But I don't know if y'all are like this, but I always like to reflect on the past year. And for me personally, 2022, 2023, 2024 have been challenging years to say the least. But I do think it's important to reflect back and just see where you've been and then think about where you're going in the new year. And we all think about, I think probably everyone is, I'm going on a diet, I'm going to start exercising, I'm going to do all these things. So we all say that have the same goals and we're good for, I think, maybe a week, maybe a day, who knows. But all are excellent goals to have, of course. And so that leads me to what I want to talk about. So at Christmas, I went with a group of people in senior living. We call ourselves the Quirky Crew, and we go out and just spread joy in our community, dancing, dressed up, being silly, just trying to share some holiday spirit and joy. And we had gone to our local senior center, and there was this lovely lady. I've met her before, so I already know her, but her name is Miss Marilyn, and she is absolutely fabulous. She is like who I aspired to be. At 102. She is 102, y'all. And she's always at the senior center. And so I just sat and talked to her for a while and held her hand. And I just asked her what I know we all want to know is, what's the secret? How are you at 102, still here at the senior center, still participating, still doing things? And she does use a walker. She does have some mobility issues. But, what's the secret to it? And her answer to it, if you're ready, I know we've shared it before, be involved and stay active. We've heard that from other people. And it is, I truly believe, the key. I have worked in senior living for over 18 years. Those who sit and watch TV and do nothing don't fare as well as those who are staying busy, getting out of their house, being involved, maybe helping others, just being a part of society. And a lot of research has shown after the pandemic, and we were all locked down during that period of time, there were a lot of older people who never really came out of their houses after that because they lived in so much fear. And studies been done that are showing a link between that, having no socializing, being alone, and dementia. So I'm not saying that's going to be the secret key to not getting dementia, but I think to living your best life as you age, you have to stay active in some way. And staying social, staying active, it's going to boost your mood. It sharpens your mind. It keeps your body moving. Just because we're 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 does not mean that we don't want to continue learning. I'm 60 and I love learning. I want every opportunity to be out there, learn something new, do something fun. And talking to Miss Marilyn really inspired me and got me thinking about this topic. And I think probably one of the easiest ways to get involved is to go to your local senior center. And now you may not have one if you're in a smaller town, but most communities, especially the larger ones, I live in Dallas, so I know it's different. It's a huge city. We have huge suburbs. The suburb I live in is, 80,000 people, something crazy like that, just in the suburbs. We do have more resources and services and things like that. But even if you're in a small town, there may be a senior center, or maybe with your church, some way to get involved and learn things and give back. I'm just going to talk a little bit about my local senior center because I have been so impressed with some of the things that they are bringing to the center. They always have things like, obviously, like bingo. Everyone likes bingo and prizes and stuff, but there's exercise. They do things that are a little bit out of the box too. They have Tai Chi, they have yoga. There's a really cool class I would actually like to go take where they do drumming. It's an exercise class and they drum on these big, huge like rubber balls basically, and they have drumsticks. They just do really cool things to make it fun. They do a lot of line dancing, chair exercise. There's so many ways that you can get your body moving, and there's a class that can meet you where you are. If you're just starting, do some chair exercises and do what you can do. Don't feel like you have to be the star. Maybe later on, you can be the star of the class. But there's also events. Usually, I know at our senior center, they go on outings, they go to museums, they go to the state fair. They do all kinds of things like that. There's transportation, which sometimes limits people as we get older. I know me personally, living in Dallas, the traffic is ridiculous. I'm always lost. So I think it's wonderful to get on a bus. I would love that. Get on a bus and just have them take me somewhere to Fort Worth to a museum or down into Dallas to an art show or whatever. So I think that's huge because it gets you out of your area that you're not able to do if you're no longer driving or a little more limited with driving or scared of driving. They drive crazy here, y'all. So the other thing that our senior center, I was just very blown away and impressed by this. They are starting some new programs in 2025. And the one that really caught my attention and I thought was just super cool is that they are offering virtual reality exploration. So I think they called it the Virtual Reality Exploration Club. And they partnered with the University of North Texas. And I would actually plan in the future to be able to interview someone from UNT, University of North Texas, to get a little more information on what they're doing, because I think this is a phenomenal program. So the Flower Mound Senior Center, where I live, has partnered with UNT's College of Information's Department of Learning Technologies. And they have these headsets. They're called MetaQuest headsets, and they're super expensive. I want to say they told me they were like $600. I could be wrong, but it was not like $50 a headset. They were pretty pricey. So UNT has loaned them some headsets, and I want to say they have a total of maybe 28. What they do is you put these headsets on, and it's virtual reality, and the participants get to go and explore like really cool things. So maybe they're exploring like famous paintings. It's like they're there. It's so cool. They do other like immersive experiences, like exploring coral reefs in Indonesia, visiting elephants at a wildlife sanctuary in Kenya. One of the things they mentioned to me is that they're probably going to do one where they go to Paris. And that was very much appealed to one of their members of the senior center because he said, you know what, the last time I was in Paris was after World War II. And I really would love to go back. He's 99 years old and I can't make that trip. So I would love to experience being in Paris again. And so that's the cool thing with technology and with the senior center being open to bringing in things a little bit different. And their seniors they're excited about it. They want to do it. So I wanted to share that with y'all because I think to me, I love the concept of this and that our senior center and the people working there are thinking out of the box and bringing new and exciting programs to the community. So that's one example. Just going back to it, the secret, like I said, or like Miss Marilyn said, is to get involved and stay active. So maybe you aren't in a big metropolitan area. You don't have access to something like this. There's so many other ways that you can be involved. If you're still mobile, if you can still drive, or if you have someone who's willing to pick you up, maybe you have a YMCA. Our YMCA has a great Silver Sneakers program. Get involved with that. Go to your local church. Help out. Maybe you can help bake a casserole. I don't know. Go to become part of a women's group, a Bible study group. I recently went to a local church and it was so lovely. It was right at Christmas time and I was speaking about my book and they had all brought for a breakfast or doing like a brunch and they had all homemade breakfast casseroles and warm fruit. I hadn't had that in years. Anyhow, it was so delicious because all these sweet little grandmas had cooked the food and I really enjoyed it. But you know what? That's what the beautiful thing about being involved in your local church maybe and with a Bible study group, especially if you're in a big church, get involved with a small group. That's either meets at the church or maybe sometimes they meet at different people's homes. So it just depends. So just some ideas to get you involved. There are ways, there's things you can do. If you're able to still drive, why not give back and maybe deliver meals for Meals on Wheels? I had an interview with Meals on Wheels. We did a podcast maybe 2 years ago, and they talked about a couple who was delivering meals into their 90s to other seniors who were homebound. That's beautiful. They're out doing something, helping someone, but also they're out in the community. They're visiting with people. They're staying active. And you're just limited by your own mind. There's so many ways that you can be a part of the community and give back. And that's just going to help you. So that's what I have for you today. I just want to wish you all a happy 2025. Let me know what y'all think. If you have any ideas on staying active, involved that I haven't thought of, especially if you are in a smaller community, because like I said, I am in a huge metropolitan area and I realize we have more offerings than if we were in a small town. But if you have any ideas you want to share, please send me an email and you can contact me through my website anytime. It's LoriWilliams-SeniorServices.com. I always love to hear people's ideas, or if you just have a real out-of-the-box idea that you think would be something maybe a senior center should put on their list to try, let me know. All right. Happy 2025 to y'all, and thank you for tuning in. Please share this podcast with your friends and family, and we'll see you next week.